Okay, so we've all been there, right? You're the dungeon master. You've done your prep, you've set the stage, and you lean in to describe this cool place you've made. You start with something classic. You enter a tavern.
Or maybe you reach a crossroads.
Or you get real epic with it. You arrive at a ruined temple, and you sit back, waiting for the awesome to begin.
And what you get back is nothing. Crickets. Your players are just looking at you. No questions, no role-playing, no decisions, just that awkward, sinking silence that every single DM knows and fears.
So what do? We throw more words at it, right? More description, a little lore dump, some extra details, and somehow it still feels hollow. Well, here's the secret they don't usually tell you. Locations don't engage players, scenes do. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn any location, no matter how boring, into a dynamic scene that instantly grabs your players and pulls them into the action, without ever forcing their hand.
So let's break that down. What really is the difference between a location and a scene? It's a pretty simple shift in how you think about it, but I promise you, this is going to change everything about how you run your game.
Think of it like this. A location is static. It's a backdrop. All it really does is answer the question, where are we? But a scene? A scene is dynamic. It's alive. It answers the questions that actually matter to players. What is happening right now? What might change soon? And most importantly, what do we need to decide? You see, players don't really interact with places, they interact with situations. Your job as a DM isn't just to design a cool map, it's to design pressurized moments inside that map.
So how do we create those moments? It's way easier than you think. You can turn any static location into a meaningful scene just by answering 3 quick questions. Seriously, this is a framework you can run through in under a minute during your prep. These are your 3 magic questions. Number 1, what is already happening here? Number 2, what does this situation want from the players? And number 3, and this one is the absolute key to the whole thing, what happens if they do nothing?
Let's dig into that first one. What is already happening here? Because, let's be real, if your players walk into a quiet room where nothing's going on, they're just going to look at you and wait for their cue. But if they walk into a tavern and a huge argument is already in full swing, or the crossroads they need to pass is completely blocked by overturned wagons, now we've got movement, and movement creates instant curiosity.
Next up, what does this situation want from the players? This is so important. Every good scene makes a demand. It might be subtle, but it's there. It's asking for something. Maybe it wants a choice, or for them to take a side. Maybe it wants them to intervene, or maybe it wants them to pointedly walk away. The point is, if the scene doesn't want anything, your players won't give anything back.
And that brings us to the most powerful question of all. What happens if they do nothing? If the answer to that question is nothing, then your scene is already dead. If players know they could just wait around forever without anything changing, that's exactly what they'll do. A living world doesn't hit pause for the players. Things should keep moving, and that forward momentum is what creates urgency. Okay, theory time is over. Let's put this framework into practice. We're going to take 2 of the most common and often the most boring RPG scenarios and give them a much-needed upgrade. First up, the classic of all classics, the tavern. Here's the before picture, the location-only version. You enter a tavern. It's busy. What do? Ugh, that isn't a scene. That, my friends, is a waiting room. Now let's inject our 3 questions and make it a real scene. Same tavern, but this time, the moment you push the door open, a drunk patron slams his mug on the bar, accusing the bartender of poisoning him. The entire room goes dead silent. The bartender looks absolutely terrified, and you notice the guards haven't arrived. Yet.
See the difference? It's night and day. So why does this work? Well, we have an immediate ongoing conflict. We've got social pressure. Everybody in that now silent room is staring at the newcomers. And we have implied consequences. Something is about to go down, and the authorities aren't here to stop it. The players' brains don't even have time to ask, what can we do? They immediately jump to, oh man, what do we do first?
All right, example number 2, the road. Travel can be such a momentum killer. We've all done it. We've all said the words. You travel for 3 days, nothing happens. And you can just feel the energy drain right out of the room.
Instead of just hand-waving it, let's add one tiny detail. As you're setting up camp for the night, you spot it. A new campfire springs to life on a nearby ridge, right where there was only darkness a minute ago. And whoever's over there, they're not trying to be subtle.
And boom, just like that, that boring stretch of road is now charged with tension. It's a question, it's a potential risk, and most importantly, it forces a choice. Do we approach them? Do we avoid them? Do we set up an ambush? You haven't railroaded them one bit. All you've done is present a situation that demands a decision.
And this really gets us to the heart of the matter. This is the real secret to player engagement, and it's a trap so many of us fall into as DMs.
We often think that when a scene is falling flat, it's because we didn't describe it enough. We need more adjectives, more flowery language. But that's rarely the actual problem. The real reason scenes fail is because there's no pressure, there's no urgency, there's absolutely zero cost to the players just waiting around. You don't need more details, you need stakes that are in motion.
Here's the single most important takeaway from all of this. If your players are in the middle of making a decision, they are engaged. Period. Even if they're completely silent, that isn't the silence of boredom. That's the beautiful sound of their gears turning, of them weighing their options. That is engagement.
So before every single session you run from now on, just look at your locations and ask those 3 questions. What's already happening here? What does this moment want from the party? And what changes if they don't act? You do that, and I promise you, even a simple, boring crossroads can become the start of an amazing story.
And that's our whole explainer. So now I've got a question for you. Think about your current game. What's the one location that feels the most dead right now? That place your players just kind of zone out in. Let me know what it is in the comments, and then try applying this framework to it. You might just be shocked by what comes back to life.